So I was scrolling through social media today and, looking through YouTube and Twitter and whatever else. I just like to scroll through, see what kind of news is happening for the day. That's typically how I made my other videos. I was looking online and I found things to talk about. Well, today I was looking through YouTube, and in my recommended, I had a video from The Quartering talking about Tim Pool and his show, Timcast IRL. Now, in this video, it breaks down this article that I have on screen here, except The Quartering doesn't really add a lot to the conversation. It's like a 12-minute video just talking about how, they're wrong, this, that, and like he doesn't really add anything to the video, and he barely goes through it. So I thought, why not? Let's make a video. Let's see if I can actually add something to the conversation. And yeah, so here I am. Let's get into this. So what is this article about? It says YouTube profiting from Timcast IRL study finds. Really, YouTube is making money off a YouTuber? That's crazy. That's crazy how that works. Timcast IRL, a live stream that serves as a soapbox for the anti-democracy hard right, generates consistent profit for YouTube through the company's super chat function, according to a new study published by the Institute for Strategic Dialogue, ISD. So I don't even know why they're making that point off the bat. Obviously, someone on YouTube is making YouTube money. That doesn't make sense. I'm sure even my videos that aren't monetized to some extent are making YouTube money when people watch it. Like, that's just kind of how that works. You're on YouTube, you're making YouTube money. That's just how that works, regardless of if you're doing things that are bad or if you're doing things that are good. You're making YouTube money. That's just kind of how the platform works. I don't really get the point they're trying to make there. YouTube super chats and super stickers function enables viewers to pay money in order to push their comments to a more visible position on the site during each live stream. ISD study. So the study that they're talking about is right here. It says I could download it. I didn't want to download the report just because I'm going to go ahead and read this right here just because this whole thing here is stupid. In collaboration with the Southern Poverty Law Center, ISD conducted research to examine the use and misuse of the YouTube Super Chats, a tool that allows creators to monetize comments in their live stream chat feeds that are increasingly important sources of revenue for both YouTube and creators on the platform. The report features 3 case studies examining popular political commentary and content channels, Timcast IRL, the Young Turks, and Right Side Broadcasting Network. In the past, super chats have been used by extremists on the platform as a source of generating revenue, and this report demonstrates super chats continue to enable creators and YouTube to profit from comments that promote violence, conspiracy theories, and misinformation and hate. Well, obviously, I mean, anyone can comment whatever they want, and just because they paid for it to go up higher in the list doesn't necessarily mean anything. What is Tim supposed to do when someone makes a comment like that? Like, oh, that's a bad comment, let me just send their money back. No, last I checked, Tim as well as myself are for freedom of speech. So as long as someone isn't calling for an act of violence, I'm pretty sure he doesn't mind what they're saying all too much. And if they are saying something that's wrong, he, in my experience, has always corrected the super chat for being wrong. So I don't really get that point either. The report features 3 case studies of popular YouTube highlights YouTube's failures to effectively enforce its own community guidelines on super chats, and includes recommendations on how the platform can address this enforcement gap. I'm not really sure what it means by enforcement gap. There's always going to be ways around enforcement. Plus, Tim during his show even has like his own filter for what he will read and what he won't read. He'll go through the super chats and he'll pre-read them before he just blurts them out 90% of the time. And if it does say something that he deems as too far, he just won't read it. Now, can you read down in the comments like what people are saying? Obviously, but I can do that on any YouTube video. I'm sure I could do that on this article. I can go down and read all the hate comments and read about how people want to hurt each other. That's just the internet. When people have anonymity, they will say things that they think they can get away with. That's just how it works. I don't get it. Well, I do get it. It's just they're just trying to attack him. They're just trying to figure out ways to knock him down. But this is just not it. Cyron O'Connor is an analyst and investigator on ISD's Digital Analyst Unit. He focuses on the intersection of extremism and technology, with specific expertise on the right-wing extremism and disinformation environment online and use of open-source research methodologies. In the past, has published research examining the nature of hate speech, pro-Russian disinformation on TikTok, examine the spread of blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's go back to this article here. So yeah, it says ISD's study demonstrated that across 100 videos on Timcast IRL channel from October 2020 to November 2021, the channel pulled in $219,412 through super chats, sending $65,000 to YouTube itself. Why are they bringing that up like right off the bat? So it's talking about how, oh no, he's getting comments that are generating hate and all this other stuff, and they're using the super chat function to spread misinformation and hate. But then it immediately doesn't even talk about that. It talks about, oh, he's making a bunch of money through super chats. Oh no, he's making a bunch of money. Let's not talk about what's being said on the super chats. Let's talk about that he's getting money from them. Okay, so it just seems like a bit of jealousy here. Timcast IRL averages $2,000 in super chat money per broadcast, the report found. Good for him. That's cool. That's a lot. ISD also discovered that YouTube has taken profit from the Timcast IRL super chat comments that advocate violence. Well, yeah, they also take money from the super chat comments that don't advocate violence. That's kind of how that works. And as I was saying earlier, there's always going to be a way around any like banned words they have or anything like that. Like if they ban the word, I don't know, like they ban the B word, all I have to do is type BIT and then space it out and then put CH, and then they're not going to be able to ban that. Or if they do, then the word bit will just always be banned. So there's just always going to be ways around saying things that you don't want people to say. That's just how it is. People, when you find a way, or when you find a word, when you find a way to ban a word, people will find other ways to say that word. That's just human nature. Social media performer Tim Pool, 36, hosts Timcast RL, known for wearing a knit winter cap year-round during his broadcast and portraying himself as a disaffected liberal who came to support Donald Trump. Pool has published his commentary in an extreme hard-right direction in recent years. Former President Donald Trump invited Pool and other loyalists, including disinformation peddler Ali Alexander and Gateway Pundit founder Jim Hoft, to a social media summit at the White House in July 2019. The Nonpartisan Election Integrity Partnership, which is composed of researchers from Stanford University and the University of Washington, includes Pool and a group of verified Twitter super spreaders who pushed disinformation about the 2020 election prior to the attack on the U.S. Capitol. Timcast IRL currently claims over 1 million subscribers on YouTube. Okay, so let's break that down. It's talking about a social media summit at the White House. Now, I've watched Tim Pool for quite a while. He never makes any mention of that ever. I don't even know why they're bringing that up. That kind of seems irrelevant. Now, talking about spreading disinformation in regards to the supposed insurrection that happened on January 6th, that's just an outright lie, because Tim is incredibly careful about the information he spreads. Any election information that he has spread, he uses the words allegedly or not confirmed. He talks about how this is just what we know currently. He's very careful about the way he says these things. So I find it very hard to believe that he was spreading misinformation prior to the attack. I highly doubt that. From just my experience of watching Tim Pool, highly doubt that. They don't even show any like screenshots or evidence to that point either. It's just some crap they throw out there, which I'm not surprised. Says that they reached out for YouTube as well as Tim Pool, but why would either YouTube or Tim Pool reach out to the Southern Poverty Law Center when clearly this is just a bullcrap hit piece? Like, I don't blame them. Like, okay, yeah, so here's this part. ISD also found examples of Timcast IRL viewers paying money to advocate for violence on YouTube's platform. On January 5th, the day before the insurrection, the day before Trump supporters attacked the U.S. Capitol, a Timcast IRL user paid $6.66 to write, "Prepare yourselves, the wicked and immoral will be annihilated. This is the only way." according to ISD's research, another user paid $4.49 to publish, "The time of war is here. Only a fool still has faith in the courts." Okay, so it's showing comments from people from the day before the insurrection. Now, if you go back in time, yeah, a lot of people were angry in general about the whole thing. Like, a lot of people didn't want Joe Biden to be president. A lot of people wanted Trump to be president. So clearly they're going to be saying stuff like this. Like, I'm pretty sure similar things were being said from Hillary supporters when the inauguration for Trump was about to happen. It's like, prepare yourselves, the wicked and immoral will be annihilated. This is the only way. It sounds like stuff that Democrats say. Like, I'm not surprised that Republicans are also saying it. And it's crazy coming from either side. So, and it's not like Tim is propping up these comments anyway. It's just the fact that someone paid Timcast IRL to write these. That's what they're arguing that's their only complaint, is that someone paid Timcast to write these comments on his videos. Okay, cool. I'm sure there's a lot of things, or I'm sure there's a lot of people you could pay to leave comments on their videos and other things. Like, whatever. The aftermath of the violence that took place on January 6th, which left 5 people dead, Timcast IRL users paid to amplify comments celebrating the attack, ISD found. Okay, again, Tim never promotes any of those comments, if that's true. He doesn't promote comments that celebrate violence. He doesn't promote comments that encourage violence. He actually discourages comments like that constantly. So if any comments like that were being made, he probably addressed them in a similar way, such as like, "Hey, stop saying that," or "Hey, I'm just going to ignore those." He probably didn't pay much attention to those. For those saying it did nothing, the most powerful people in the world were laying on the ground and hiding behind chairs, because for a moment their bubble that made them untouchable was popped. A Timcast IRL viewer paid $20 to publish on January 7th, referring to politicians who described fearing for their lives. Okay, again, just random comments that can be left on anybody's video. Why is Tim at fault for these comments? Bull's commentary sometimes frames the U.S. as being divided beyond repair and destined for a second civil war. It's not that he frames it that way. It's literally just the articles and the conclusion that he's come to in a lot of his videos. Now, he also talks about how he doesn't want a civil war. He just talks about how a lot of the news and the direction that this country is going in tends to, it kind of seems like we're going into a second civil war. That's the only thing that he talks about, is how the country is very divided right now, and there's a lot of people going back and forth on an array of topics, whether it's who should be president or whether a baby is a baby. There's a lot of things that people are arguing about nowadays, and that's why he talks about a second civil war. Former QAnon personality and current congressperson Marjorie Taylor Greene appeared on Timcast IRL in February 2022 to complain about Twitter suspending one of her accounts. She made similar comments suggesting that if Democrats and Republicans could not agree, they need to consider separating. Yeah, Marjorie Taylor Greene also made comments talking about how people in Congress don't actually vote on the things that they're supposed to be voting on. She talked about how they sit in a big empty room and one person at the front says, "All right, here's this bill, who wants to vote on it?" And then the 5 people that are out there in the room, 3 or 4 of them go, "Sure, whatever." And then the one person there is like, "Hey," Marjorie Taylor Greene, she's like, "Hey, where is everybody? Shouldn't we have a conversation about this? Shouldn't we all have a vote here?" So she brought light to that, but let's not talk about that here, right? Why would we do that? And it's also talking about how they know that she was on in February 2022. So what's happened since then? Since he's had Marjorie Taylor Greene on? Because if you watch Tim Pool, you would know that he's been swatted 8 times since that incident, as well as a bomb threat. And he had to cancel a music event with a country singer because there was a legitimate threat on his life. But and that's all come from after having Marjorie Taylor Greene on. So people are legitimately threatening Tim Pool's life, but you're scared of comments, random comments that are being left on his videos. Okay, right, yeah, because those are the real threat here. you know what, just like in a marriage, I don't like the way you're treating me. I'm asking you to change, which is what Republicans should be saying to Democrats right now. Stop this behavior. You have to change. We all have to live here together. We should care about our country together. And if you're not, then maybe we need to separate. And what does that look like? Okay, what is there to disagree there? She's literally saying if we can't come to an agreement as a country, maybe the country should split up so we can just go agree on things in our own separate corners so we stop fighting with each other, which I agree with. I 100% agree with. I don't like arguing with people, but if you disagree with me, how about you go with other people that you agree with? I'll go with other people that I agree with, and we'll do things the way we want to. I'm fine with that. As long as there's no violence. ISD also found examples of Timcast IRL super chats, users spreading COVID-19. I don't care. And making racist commentary. Okay. I don't care. Tim himself doesn't promote any of that. Same thing, he clearly pays $5 to list a man's name, home address, and birthday. So someone doxes someone in his comments. Okay. That's horrible. Don't do that. That's all he can say. That's all he can do. Maybe he can delete it, but is he going to delete it in the middle of his show? He's like, oh, hang on, guys. Hang on. I got to stop the show. Let me hit pause. I got to go delete a couple of super chats real quick. Someone said a mean, nasty comment. I got to go delete it. Let me just stop the show. Stop everything I'm doing. Let me go stop this person from speaking. No, he's not going to do that. Why would he do that? That's freaking retarded. And then it's talking about having other people on the show. Yeah, Tim has all kinds of people on the show. Bull has attracted the interest of researchers who cover the far-right extremism in recent years by lending his highly trafficked YouTube platform to reactionaries that social media companies have suspended. Yeah, because Tim wants to have conversations with people. As I've mentioned in previous videos, you banning someone from Facebook, from Twitter, from YouTube, from wherever, doesn't matter. They don't just go away. That person still exists in real life. Their opinions and their ideas still persist. If you want someone to change their mind, you banning them is not going to get them to change their mind in any way. It's just going to reinforce what they already believe. So Tim has people on his show all the time to talk about what they believe, to talk about what he believes, and to have a conversation. And that's what we should be doing. But, apparently Southern Poverty Law Center doesn't want that. And then they go on to talk about all the people that he's had on. He's had Alex Jones, he's had Jack Posobiec. All these people are so evil and so mean, blah blah blah. And it's just whatever, dude. It really is. This just a horrible hit piece. It's not that good. There's nothing here to even damage Tim Pool. I don't get it. I really don't. They're mad at random people making random comments, and Tim Pool making money. That's what this article is. It's Tim Pool making money and people on his YouTube channel making random comments that he can't fully control. That's what this article's about, and that's what they're mad about. But, while Tim has Jack Posobiec on and Alex Jones on, he also invites, an array of people from the left as well. But as he has said time and time again, they just refuse to come on. So if you want Tim to have a more diversified guest list, maybe more people from the left, from your side, Southern Poverty Law Center, maybe more people on your side of the aisle should come on his show and argue a lot of the points that he makes, because there has been few and far between for people to come on his show and to argue their point of view. Because in general, the point of view that Tim Pool argues, I tend to agree with Tim Pool on a lot of things. And, people go on there and they have conversations with him and they tend to agree with him on a lot of things. Because if you just sit there and have a conversation with someone, it's a lot different than just sending text messages back and forth or getting a clip out of context here, a clip out of context there, responding to that. But no, we need more people to come on to Tim's show and have conversations. That way articles like this make even less sense. Because yes, Tim Pool has had some, more far right leaning people on. I wouldn't even call them far right, just more right leaning people on. Tim does espouse more right-leaning views as of late, but they're only right-leaning views now because the left has gone so far to the left. They did this. Here's the middle. here's the left, and they moved the middle to the left because of how far they went. So now all of Tim's center opinions are now right-leaning because he's no longer in the center because it got moved. But I'm going to go ahead and leave it here. I think SPL, the Southern Poverty Law Center, terrible article, not a lot of evidence here. Garbage as usual from these people. I'm gonna go ahead and leave it here. If you don't know who Tim Pool is, please look him up. Timcast IRL, great podcast. Tim Pool, Timcast, great shows. They do content similar to what I've been putting out. It's actually where I got a lot of my inspiration from was Tim Pool. So obviously this video is going to be a little bit biased, a little bit, but Tim's great. He tries his best at setting records straight. He tries his best at, speaking the truth and, staying true to himself. And overall, I think he's just a great guy, and he doesn't deserve articles like this. And it's just a terrible article. Like I said, they're just mad he's making money, just mad he's getting attention, just mad that random people are making comments. I'm going to leave it there. If you want to follow me on Rumble, here's my Rumble. Apparently, I misspelled Gukuhlt. It's got a K in it instead of an L. So if you want to follow me over there, there's the name right there. Apparently, typo. Here's my YouTube if you're on Rumble. It's Gukuhlt Bear. Then if you want to follow me on Twitter is right here. Here's the Twitter. I'll leave it there. Peace out. Hi there. If you're seeing this video, it's because you're watching an old video of mine. I previously was posting under the name Gukuhlt Bear. I figured that in the long run, if I want to continue doing YouTube, that I need to have a more professional name. I don't think people are going to want to get news stories and commentary from whoever is named Gukuhlt Bear. That channel will remain up. I'll leave all the videos up on there. I'm going to re-upload all the videos that I made this year and just add this at the end of them. I'm no longer going to be posting on Gukuhlt Bear. I will be posting on this channel here on screen, Tyler Today. I have changed all of my handles to Tyler Today. That is going to be the name that I will be posting under from now on. There's Tyler Today on YouTube. There's Tyler Today on Rumble. Rumble does not let you do spaces, so it is Tyler Today on Rumble. And if you followed me on Twitter, you don't have to go look for another account. All I did was change my @. It was Gukuhlt Tyler. It is now @Tyler Today YT. Someone already had the original Tyler Today, so I just added the YT at the end of it for YouTube because I didn't know what else to put. But if you're seeing this video, please subscribe to the new channel. I appreciate you guys watching the videos. I appreciate everyone who did subscribe to Gukuhlt Bear. If you did subscribe to Gukuhlt Bear, please come subscribe to the new channel. I will be posting on the new one. Thank you.